Between the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes and the Panther Valley Panthers. The Red Tornadoes, the state defending champions, against the Panthers from Panther Valley. Panther Valley comes into this one, Warren and Wayne, with a loss last week, and it was a hard loss because they lost the ball on the 1 yard line with the opportunity to score and win the game.
Well, I think you look at Panther Valley and Tamaulipas, two neighboring communities, and unfortunately, they're having the same type of turmoil in their athletic programs. This is an athletic program that just hired its athletic director, I think, 4 weeks ago. The coach maybe 6 weeks ago. Almost a complete turnaround in the coaching staff altogether. Not many of the same people are there from even last year. It was a turnaround from the year before that. So it's very hard to have any kind of continuity in a program when that kind of thing's happening. Now, you always have to look at Panther Valley when we play them and judge that first game. It's like the Shamokin Mount Carmel game. It's Lehighton and Panther Valley, and it's a pretty big rivalry. So I'm not always sure how you gauge Panther Valley, when you see the score like that and you see what happens. So I think a lot remains to be seen tonight of just what kind of team this will be and what they have to offer.
Coming in there as the coach for the Panthers, John Bazina. He comes from good football stock. He played at Bloomsburg University, then coached a little bit at North Schuylkill the last couple of years, and now comes in here. So he comes into the program as a winning coach from North Schuylkill.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, he comes from a good background. I'll give him that. My only question would be how much time has he had to solidify this program and get an offensive and defensive scheme, and more importantly, the most important thing I think he needs to do, and any coach needs to do, is learn your people. Understand what your people can and cannot do, what their strengths are, their weaknesses. And I think the first couple of games, maybe 3 or 4 games, he may be still doing that a little bit, and that could be a disadvantage to the Panthers. But, you never know until they kick the ball what's going to happen.
Captains going to the center of the field for the Red Tornadoes, number 26, Pete Cheddar, number 77, Bill Anderson, number 61, Jamie Rowland, and number 31, Corey Hepler. We were a little afraid the lights weren't coming on here, guys. How about it?
You were.
It was a long time here before they flicked them on, and right now just coming up the strength. So we're getting ready for the opening of this game. There's a strong wind from right to left as you look at the field tonight in your TVs, and that could play a role in the game as we go on here. I guess we talk a little bit about the starting lineup for the Red Tornadoes tonight. Starting at quarterback, the junior Vic Kornatsky, number 6. At fullback, number 41, Joe Costello, the junior. Number 22, Brett Veach at the tailback position. At the wing, number 27, Dave Evans. At center, number 74, John Feddock. At guard, number 61, Jamie Rowland. At guard, number 77, Bill Anderson. At tackle, number 76, Mike Boyer. At tackle, number 68, Brian Lepotsky. At tight end, number 31, Corey Hepler, and he'll be alternating with number 83, Eric Higgins. And at split end, number 30, Sean Jamin. So the offense for the Red Tornadoes was an explosive offense last week.
Well, hopefully, if you're Coach Williams, you hope to see that every game. Again, we talked about Tamaulipas a little bit, and I think Tamaulipas has a ways to go, before they're a real competitive football team. But if you judge them from year to year, I think they improved vastly from the year before. So they were a little stiffer test, I think, for Big Red than they were the past couple of years. Panther Valley, on the other hand, has been up and down. They were a team that used to take a pasting all the time. Then they turned into a team that was a real threat to us every year we came up here. They went back to a lull. Past couple of games, they were big passing games. They had the big receivers. They threw the ball over the field. So it'll be interesting to see what we can see from them, what we're going to see from them tonight offensively and defensively, because obviously we're probably a threat from anywhere on the field as always offensively, and every team that faces us has to prepare that way for either the running or the passing.
Well, last week sort of proved it. It was a good game. Everybody got their feet wet in their new positions and everything, and it showed some of the experience that we had gotten last year, getting into games at different times. Vic being the new at that position, the only new one at that position, but he played a lot of JV ball.
Elliot DeFrancisco kicks off, taking short on about the 15-yard line. Ball taken by number 7, Brandon McKee. Tackle made in there by number 81, Zavaric. Also 54, Jeff Evans. And 45, Ryan McGee in there, and also helped by number 27, Dave Evans. First down and 10 for the Panthers. The ball resting on about the 25-yard line. Setting up the offense for the Panthers, Mike Davis, 11, the junior quarterback. Chad Malaska in the backfield, number 48. This one's a handoff. Oh, it's a fake around the end, a bootleg. Nice play made by Brandon McKee. Looked like it was going up the middle, and it was a real nice run there by the split, or that's the, what do they call him over there? Is he a wing? I don't really think they used him as a wing there, right?
That I didn't say. I didn't see what the
he
formation was.
would be described as that, yeah.
Right.
That's what he would call it.
Gain of 6 yards on the play, second down and 4.
Second down and 4. Davis back to pass, looks at McKee. Oh, almost picked off by Brett Veach, number 22. Good play made by the quarterback. Nice rush by 77, Bill Anderson. Third down and 4.
The truth with you, the way the rush was, I thought it was a screen pass.
It sort of looked that way,
I
didn't it?
assumed the way their linemen were standing around, I assumed that it was a screen pass. So
Well,
I think
Anderson and Eric Higgins were right in on top of him,
yeah, that's what I
on
mean.
top of the quarterback. You know, like,
I'm sure that that Mike Davis, the PV quarterback, is going to have a little talk about how that play was going to go.
Quick handoff, big play made by the nose guard. Jamie
Fumble.
Rowland, fumble on the play. Ball recovered by, looks like Panther Valley has the ball.
no. Fourth down, they got it back. Yeah.
Big play from 61, Jamie Rowland.
It's, you know, it's almost, the last two plays, it's almost as if someone is missing an assignment completely.
Right.
I mean, you're letting people flow through there so quickly. That's unusual. It's as if they're making a mental mistake there.
And, you know, it's amazing. You look at the size of their line. They have some big boys out there. You know, their tackles 230, 205 on the center, you know, 235, 240.
Roger Gehring with the punt. Veach is going to take it on about the 38-yard line. Brings it right up the middle. Now takes it to the left side of the field. The wall is set up, and he runs out of bounds. 49-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Well, good field position for Big Red as they open the game up offensively.
Yeah, great field position, right behind the pole, right where we can't see.
Just this side of the 50-yard line.
Veach and Costello in the backfield behind Karnaski, the quarterback. This one's to Veach. Off the right side, gain of about 5 yards. Tackle made by number 17 in there, Mike Matrazo, and it looks like there's a flag on the play.
That's, you know, the only thing that can be is unsportsmanlike conduct from what I can gather. It was such a late flag.
We got a face mask. He was having a rough time getting out of his pocket. So big penalty against the Panthers. Moves the ball down to the 31-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Opening minutes of this ball game.
First down, Red Tornadoes. Ball on the Panther Valley 32-yard line.
Karnaski fakes, rolls to his right.
Oh, that's a hold right there.
Interference all the way, and they did not call it. Wow, amazingly. If you saw that one as you did on the camera, there is a flag on the play. This is going to be a
Against Mount
holding
Carmel.
called against the Red Tornadoes. So they'll put Mount Carmel with a first down and 25.
Talk about adding insult to injury. You blow the call to begin with, and then you have a 15-yard or 10-yard going the other way.
I'll tell
10
you what, if you watch that play, if we put it on replay, Vic was on the run when he threw that. He never had a chance to plant the ball, and it was right. I'll tell you what, if Eric wasn't held there, that was right at his hands, his fingertips, and he would have caught that ball. That
Karnaski
was a nice
sets
play.
the Tornadoes on first down. And we have motion in the backfield, and this one's going to be another 5-yard penalty against the Red Tornadoes.
Procedure against Mount Carmel. Five-yard penalty. That'll make a first down, 28 yards to go.
First and 28 now. You got to reach into your bag of tricks pretty deep for this one all the time. Although it could be worse. It could be 3rd and 28 when you don't even use your bag anymore.
I think Coach Williams has a few in there to pull out at this time.
I would say so.
It's going left.
Veach in motion. Quick pass out to Veach. And incomplete pass. Second down and 28. 9:36 left in the first.
You know, that was an attempt, I think, at what would be like a rolling screen there, as your real quick screen to the left side of the line.
And he certainly had blockers out.
Yeah, I was trying to. The pole was
nice.
where I'm looking at the pole here, but the blockers looked like they had moved out fairly easily. So that might be a play you see again.
Karnaski pitches back to Veach. Going to take it out around the left side. Gain of about 6 yards. Tackle made in there by number 7, Brandon McKee. The Panther Valley lineup, Warren, and you'll remember this over the last couple of years, Greg Kosiolek.
Yeah,
remember used to play. Yeah. He transferred to Blue Mountain. And
really?
He is not with Panther Valley anymore, but we will see him toward the end of the season with Blue Mountain. He's a senior this year, and the family moved. It wasn't anything more than that, but a big name in this Panther Valley lineup and in the Panther Valley teams over the years.
Yeah, for the past years, absolutely. A name you heard all the time.
3rd down and 23 from the shotgun. Karnaski back to pass. Hits Jamin at about the 30-yard line, and that'll be short of a first down by about 11 yards. But what a great throw and great reception by Jamin.
That was a pretty pass play all around. It really was. Everybody was set in the right spot. You had a little screen running in front of him so that both defenders were a little bit confused about where they should be defending. And he caught the pass fairly wide open, had about 5 yards to move around.
Again from the shotgun. Mount Carmel has receivers split far left. Snaps back. Looks at Jamin. Gets it. Good for a first down. Great throw and great reception again. Good blocking that time by the Mount Carmel interior line.
Offensively, I'd say we're clicking pretty well.
Yes,
actually.
we are.
Everything seems to be working. An unfortunate penalty call, or 2 penalties in a row actually, which put us in the hole a little bit, but they're moving the ball very well.
You take a look at the receivers. You know, if they get a full screen on everybody, they're running very nice patterns out there, and everyone is open.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes from the 20-yard line. Off the right side, the Veach carries for about a 9-yard gain.
I mean, it's such an old saying, but obviously you're setting it one play up with the next. When you see a pass play, 2 long pass plays like that in a row, they gain so much yardage. You line the ball up there, it's a straight running play, nothing fancy. If you take a look at the defensive back, they were immediately backpedaling before they moved forward, and that's where you're going to get that little movement that can be a touchdown.
Number 5, Jason Gunther into the Tornado lineup. Coming around the right side to Higgins on an end around, and we're going to have flags on that play. Tackle made by number 48 from the Panthers, which is Chad Malaska.
Yeah, face mask on the Panthers.
Another face mask
right
call.
At the end of the play, it'll be a face mask call. I'm assuming inadvertent.
Penalty against Panther Valley.
This one will be half the distance to the goal, and Mount Carmel will have a first down and goal to go from the 6-yard line.
First down, Red Tornadoes. Follow the Panther Valley 6-yard line.
Hand out to Veach, up the middle,
Nice
finds running
ball.
room. Very close to a touchdown. It's going to be on about the 1-yard line.
Tough running up the middle, with Veach, and we've seen it game and game, and it doesn't change much. For his size, I think he fools teams even now. Now they've seen him for a full year. They don't expect that real hard inside running, and
That's right.
he gives it to you every time. He just is tough to bring down.
Tried the quarterback sneak. Good for a touchdown, Vic Karnaski.
You get anywhere inside the 3-yard line, and you can get Vic the quarterback
Well-
sneak. He just falls down. He can go that long.
Plus that, and he has the size to push if he has to. 6'1", 200 pounds. He has the ability to do
And the
that.
strength, too. You know, that's just it. He's able to carry the ball for you and take a hit.
And he has, old Vic's thumbs, which we spoke a little bit about last week.
Elliott DeFrancesco in, snaps down, kicks up, and no good.
Things went downhill a little bit there with the snap. I think it was a snap.
Yeah, it
got
was
a little
a
bit high.
high snap.
That threw the whole operation off a little bit. It doesn't take much, even in the pros. You'll see that happen when the snap is a little bit different than they're used to. That's what happens.
6 minutes and 39 seconds remain in the first quarter. The score, Mount Carmel area 6, Panther Valley Panthers 0. What's tough when you get back, first down and 38 yards or 28 yards to go, and get the first down and then keep the drive going. So an impressive first drive by the Red Tornadoes.
Well, the funny part about it was it was first and 28 on that first reception over here by Jamin for maybe 10, 15 yards. It looked like Panther Valley went back into a prevent defense. They were that far off the receiver when he caught the ball.
Matrazo and McKee are deep for the Panthers. Kicking off for the Red Tornadoes, 25, Elliott DeFrancesco. This one's going to McKee again on the 21-yard line. Big hit in there by the Red Tornadoes. The initial grip on it was number 29, Dan Malakowski. Also, Joe Shikatano in there, and 27, Dave Evans.
Malakowski must have been standing next to him when he
Great
caught
tackle.
him. Thank goodness he only had a foot to go.
They talked about that a little bit, the height of Elliott's ball. Even though that one only went into the wind of the 20-yard line, it gives the team time to get down and make the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
First down and 10, Panthers the ball on the 27-yard line. Flags on the play, and we're going to have motion probably in the Panther line. Setting up the Red Tornado defense right now at at defensive end number 30, Sean Jamin. At right tackle 77, Bill Anderson. At the nose guard number 61, Jamie Rowland. At left tackle number 31, Corey Hepler. And at left end number 83, Eric Higgins. The linebacker position 41, Joe Costello, 66, Joe Shikatano. Corners number 22, Brett Veach, and 26, Joe Cheddar. And the safeties, 27, Dave Evans, and 8, Nick Gretzky. Davis back to pass, going to roll to his right, hands off,
Nice
coming back,
play.
and a great read by Jamin. Jamin watched that all the way, stayed right where he was supposed to, made a good tackle on Roger Gehrig.
Well, 66, Shikatano was blitzing. It was a blitz from the beginning, and he actually made the ball carrier move a little further outside than he would have normally taken. And although he made a move, Jamin would have gotten him either way because he stood his ground. You look at Jamin and Higgins, and they give new meaning to the words rangy ends.
Yes.
They're so tall, and thin, and you think to yourself, my goodness, they remind me of Halkovich when he played a defensive end position. That gave away our age a little bit there, guys. It also is.
Flags on the play, and this one comes from it's a delay of game penalty against the Panthers.
Delay of game against Panther Valley.
Things not going well for the Panthers on this
They're
drive.
kind of disheveled here on offense right now. They're having their problems.
Second down, 25 yards to go.
If you look at Jamin and Higgins, if you're the other team, you first think, well, they're tall, but they're thin. You remember Halkovich, the kind of punishing hits he would put on you. I wouldn't want to judge anybody by just that criteria alone.
Davis, quick pass to McKee.
Shikatano.
In to break it up.
Davis attempting a pass.
Just looked like a busted play from there, and Shikatano with his receiver all the way.
Well, I think they were sort of looking for Shikatano blitzing that time because it was just a quick pass right over his position to the offensive end.
Offensively, the Panthers have got to get it together a little bit, or they don't, at the moment at least, seem to have a clue what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, they have the ball on the 12-yard line, third down and 25. 5:06 left in the first. Mount Carmel area in the lead, 6-0. Davis back to pass, big rush, Jamin's there, Anderson's there. Good interception by Pete Cheddar. Takes it down the sideline, knocked out of bounds on the 12-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
There's where the experience comes in from last year. Pete Cheddar got in, especially towards the end of the season last year and down at the state championship and right down the line. There's a play, halfback coming out. The linebacker picked him up the way he was supposed to, and Pete just stood his ground and waited, and went for the ball.
And you're right. You're going to say what that was. That was a position interception because he was exactly where he wanted to be. And he was watching that quarterback from the start.
That's right.
Pitch back to Veach. Going to bring it up the middle. Gets it down to about the 9-yard line. Initial hit made in there by number 66, Tony Caramelli.
Number 56, DeGilio on the tackle.
I think if you want to look at that play now, it doesn't show you much, right? I mean, you gained a couple yards up the middle. But what you didn't see, if you weren't paying attention, was Boyer, number 76, all the way downfield, making a block on a defensive back right as the play was coming to a close. And that's showing you kind of hustle off the backside of the line that you're seeing at Mount Carmel area right now.
There's Joey.
Joe Costello, touchdown. Oh, they're going to call a touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
You just break the plane, it's
Yeah,
a touchdown.
Right. It's a touchdown.
You were slightly confused a little bit there, but
Right.
Well, sitting from here, you didn't know.
Well,
if
the ball
he
never
before,
came. Well,
before he
I called
crossed
touchdown,
over,
and then the one official kept watching the ball, so I wasn't sure what he was going
he had
with there.
he raised his one hand as if he was going to say it was a touchback.
Right.
And I thought, if he crossed the plane, it's you're done. It's over.
Nice run by Costello off the right side. Big touchdown for the Red Tornadoes after the Cheddar interception.
Yeah, you give Costello 3 of those points and Pete 3 of those points.
Mount Carmel area
You're right.
stays in to go for 2 points here. Big rush from the defensive end position, and Konaski hit by number 35, which was a good rush by Mac Gasker. Good play from the defensive end position. Well, there's 4:16 remaining in the first quarter. The score, Mount Carmel area 12, the Panthers 0.
They're going to have to go back to the drawing board on that 2-point. I don't know where he came from, but somebody definitely wasn't watching him.
That came from the defensive end, blitzing defensive end. Nobody even picked him up.
Mount Carmel and Panther Valley guys have played 27 times. Mount Carmel has 23 wins and 4 losses. DeFrancesco in to kick off for the Red Tornadoes. They've been kicking to the right side, appear to be kicking away from number 44, which is Roger Gehring. And Gehring, we saw him run last year, so they're going over in this McKee's direction, and this is when they try squibbing.
Oh,
Still bouncing around, and
right
touched
there, right
down
there.
by number 17. And actually, Mike Matrazzo just put it down there, his knee down when he picked it up.
He's going to kick himself when he sees the film on that one. First of all, he was waiting way too long to decide what he wanted to do with it. You see the ball at the ground like that, you better be moving towards it. And consequently, they're going to be having some fairly bad field
really
position.
a great kick that time by DeFrancesco, though. He got it, in the middle there and just had it bouncing around. I think he used his wedge foot that time. He just got it right down there, had it stop. It ate right up. First down and 10 Panthers. Davis, quick handoff this time to Gehring. Tackle made by 41, Joe Costello. Gain of about 4 or 5 yards.
Gain of 5 yards on the play, second down and 5.
Second down and 5 for the Panthers. 3:31 left in the first quarter. Right up the middle, Gehring, nice tackle made. Looks like 31, Corey Hepler was on the bottom along with 77, Bill Anderson, and both tackles held their ground, got off their blockers, and made the tackle. Good play.
Yeah, it's tough sledding in the middle of that line if you're a Panther Valley offense right now. We seem, if you look across the line, and it's unusual for Panther Valley, because usually we're a smaller team than they are, but we seem to have a pretty good size advantage, I think, in the interior when you look at who they are.
Sneak up the middle, big hit by Chicatano, and it'll be a measurement here, close to a first down for the Panthers.
That was a good call by Panther Valley that time. They spread the offense out a little bit. You know, when you see them line up for a lot of times for that quarterback sneak, yet everybody's butt to butt there. It's like no secret where we're going.
Right.
But that time they had 2 wide receivers split out there. They had a kind of a spread out offensive look to it when they had a quarterback sneak, and I think consequently it worked for them that time. They picked up about 2 yards that time.
First down and 10 Panthers. The ball on the 28-yard line, and they've been deep in their own territory. Try it up the middle to Gehrig this time, and that one's going nowhere.
They're determined to run up the
Looks
middle.
like Jeff
the
Evans
play.
gets up off the bottom of the pile. Good tackle from the nose tackle position. Evans has come in to replace Rowland.
Gain of 1 yard on the play, second down and 9.
Jeff Evans, I believe, a freshman.
That's what I said,
correct?
yeah.
Freshman. Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a tough position to throw yourself into as a freshman, I'll tell
Right
you.
there. He has the strength, though, to do that.
I understand,
Yes,
so, yeah.
He is a strong boy.
Davis back to pass. Jeff Evans on him. Got him on about the 22-yard line. Good tackle
Good
made
play.
by Evans.
Oh, we got to keep talking about him. He likes that. He went through there like a bullet that time.
Third down and about 14 yards to go, 15 yards to go.
I think you see a little bit, aside from size on that line, from what I can gather up here, I think their speed is a big difference too. We seem to be much quicker across the line than they are. They're not coming across the line to meet us. We're going across and meeting them.
Davis back to pass. Rush coming again. Gets one off. Gretzky and Veach back there. They were the closest. So Panthers will be faced with a 4th down and about 13 yards to go with 45 seconds left in the first.
Well, you know, if you look at our defensive line, it seems like our interior line is doing a lot of stunning. They're moving in different directions. They're lining up on shoulders, head to head. At another time, going in a different direction. But our 2 linebackers are coming right up into the hole, and they're plugging the holes up immediately. Yeah. Or they're blitzing, you know.
Snaps back, low snap, big rush. End over end kick.
Whoa.
Goes over Veach's head.
What a kick
bounces
that was.
down to about the 15. Veach picks it up on about the 11. Now you see all Panthers and Veach, and a nice tackle made by number 48, which was Chad Malaska. First down and 10 Red Tornadoes from about the 24-yard line. That had to be a scary look for Brett when he picked his head up and saw 9 Panthers there.
That was a heck of a boot, though. My goodness, did he send that sucker back?
But we have to realize the wind is blowing pretty stiff from right to left as you're looking at your cameras, your TVs. First down and 10 Red Tornadoes.
Oh, look, they have one of those fancy scoreboards that counts down in the tenths of a second. Oh, I'm impressed. We got to get one of those.
Oh, we have a penalty on this play. That's going to be a legal procedure called against the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, we have to get that technology, Wayne.
Yeah, but remember, we don't have poles sitting in front of you on the 50-yard line either.
First down, 15 yards to go.
Actually, they kind of add kind of an ambiance to the
On the
proceedings, don't you think?
Yeah.
Especially these 2 big ones right here.
First down and 15. They won't get this playoff as the clock runs down in the first quarter. The score, Mount Carmel area 12, Panther Valley Panthers 0. And now I'm not too sure what they're talking about on this one, Warren.
I don't know what he's doing. He's talking to the offensive team. I'm guessing
We're running the
we're
play.
going to run the play.
Okay.
That's right, because the play wouldn't have started until they snapped the ball.
Oh,
that
that's
time.
right.
And
On the penalty,
He started
that's
the clock
right.
ahead of
That's
time, and
right.
it ran out too quick.
Oh,
We're going to have flags on the play, and this is going to be another illegal procedure called against the Red Tornadoes.
Now I wonder how much time's left.
Well, actually, no time ran off the clock on an
have.
illegal
Yeah,
procedure, so
it should have, but I will never know.
We'll get
now,
one more play.
We're back at 12 minutes now.
As long as there's no more penalties, this will be the last play.
First down, 20 yards to go.
Kanatsky pitches back to Veach around the left side. Good blocking out there, and he gains about 8 yards. Now I guess we can call it the end of the first quarter. The
Pretty
score,
much.
Mount Carmel area 12, Panther Valley Panthers 0.
It's a dusty end of the field down that way. You see all the dust being kicked up there. You can tell there hasn't much water up here either. It's a pretty brown-looking field right now. And it's like everybody's. I mean, that's the way it is.
Well, I tell you what, I passed the field down home this week, and they were out with the
They were irrigating it. Yeah,
sprinklers
they
were out.
irrigated it all week. In fact, I was talking to the field people, the maintenance people down there the other day. I had to go down and do something down there, and they were saying about how much water they're pouring on there on a daily basis, trying to keep it green. The problem with it is, and you think to yourself with water costs and all, how expensive that would be. But you don't see it this year. But if you play the game like now, here's Panther Valley. Now maybe they don't have the ability to irrigate or whatever. You play the 11 games plus throw some midget team games in. You've ruined the field.
That's right.
You've dug everything up because there's nothing to hold it in there. It's so sandy right now. So you're investing in next year by not having to replace a lot of turf by watering it, throughout a dry spell like this.
Well, I just read an article, report that Penn State put out, that the drought has hit so hard that the ground is dry at least 3 to 3.5 feet down below the surface. That's how dry. That's how bad we need rain.
Red Tornadoes will take over with a second down and 13 after the quarter break. Karnatsky from the shotgun formation, snaps back. Looking downfield long. Has Veach a little bit behind him. Broken up by number 7, Brian McKee. I think if McKee wouldn't have been there, Veach had a good shot at that pass.
We got to say one thing. Vic could have had lunch back there.
You
Certainly have enough time. I'll say that for him.
Yeah,
Could have come over for a hot dog at the
have to
concession
give that
stand.
line. You have to give them credit. Brian Lepotsky and Jamie Rowland, Bill Anderson, John Fedock, and Mike Boyer, because and you're right. They're just giving him so much time back there.
Big third down play. Karnatsky with the quick pass to Higgins. Short of the first down by about 2 yards. Punting team coming in for the Red Tornadoes. Number 41, Joe Costello, will be back in punt formation for the Red Tornadoes. Number 7, Brandon McKee, and number 17, Mike Matrazzo, will be back for the Panthers. A block punt picked up by the Panthers. They're going to run it back 48 around the right side. One guy to beat. And Costello tackled him about the 2-yard line, but that was number 48, Chad Malaska. I didn't catch who blocked the punt.
Oh, well, there was 3 of them. I couldn't see the middle number either. 3 of them actually broke through. That was not one of our best efforts on a punt team, for sure. And unfortunately, they blocked it to the side where we were running, covering the other side. And there was no one left to pick him up other than Costello, the punter, and he did a yeoman's job escaping 2 guys in front of him to at least knock him down.
Malaska's the 6'1", 205-pound senior fullback. So when he got his steam up, he was rolling down there. Joe Costello did a great job. Davis, quarterback sneak. Touchdown, Panthers. Flag on the play.
Well, and that goes against the Panthers. It would sum up their evening so far. I don't know if it is or not.
Well, it appeared the penalty came after the touchdown.
No, that wouldn't be the Panthers then. And they've had their share of bad luck in that first quarter.
We have a touchdown, a dead ball foul, personal foul against the Red Tornadoes.
So now the ball gets moved halfway to the goal, right? Or is that
Yes,
assessed?
it looked like they moved it right there. It could be assessed on the kick because it appears they didn't move it.
It's not assessed on the point after. It'll be assessed
on the kick.
On the kick, yeah, not a dead ball foul like that.
Or Sulak is in to attempt the extra point for the Panthers. The snap's back, the kick's up. Whew. And it's no good. with 10:53 remaining in the first half. The score, Mount Carmel area 12, Panthers of Panther Valley 6.
Well, that's, first of all, that's a wake-up call to Big Red here. Second of all, it was just a very poorly executed punt.
That's right.
You can't say anything about the punter. I mean, he had no choice whatsoever in it. He was covered on. You're taught that if somebody's coming on the angle, kick at the other angle. Well, there was a guy on either
was
side
no
up
angle
the
to
middle,
kick
so
there, right.
he didn't have any angles at all. He did what he could to get it off. I said, unfortunately, it bounced to where they were setting a wall up, and he was able to gain some yardage. But Big Red's going to have to dig in a little bit here and get moving a little bit. That was a pretty sad whole set of plays in that beginning of that second quarter. So I know Coach Williams is going to be real happy about how that went.
Roger Gehring in to kick off for the Panthers, deep for the Red Tornadoes. Number 22, Brett Veach. Number 29, Dan Malakowski. And number 27, Dave Evans.
The ball's placed on the 40.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Apparently
It
was assessed at the extra point.
Kicks away, going to be taken by Evans on about the 20-yard line. Brings it up the middle, finds some running room up the middle to about the 45-yard line. Good run by Dave Evans. Tackle made in there by number 34 from the Panthers.
Hey, only Panther Valley would do that. I hate when they make all the numbers jumbled because they do it by senior, junior, sophomore.
Well, that's not only it. They don't even have a 34. That's the problem.
You're trying to find a number.
I can find them if
tough.
they're there, but first down and 10, Red Tornadoes, the ball in the 45. This one's to Veach off the right side. Blocked up in there, and a nice tackle made by number 56 from the Panthers. He made a great job there from his line position, Andy DeGiglio.
What was that one?
Andy DeGiglio.
He's a little
He's not. They just brought him in too. He wasn't one of the ones that I practiced either. DeGiglio, right here. You want to see him?
I see him. I see him. Yeah, I got him.
Second down and 9 for the Red Tornadoes. Hand off to Veach, off the left side. McKee the initial hit and then helped out by DeGiglio. Gain of about maybe 6 yards. Mount Carmel will be faced with a third down and about 3.
Okay, that's a
DeCilio. He says it a little different here, right?
Yeah, instead of a good. What can I say?
Nothing. You said it all. Pitch back to Veach. Nice run. He'll have the first down on about the 44-yard line.
Now McKee made a great play that time, right? He read the play, he moves up. But what fooled him, not fooled him, because he did all he could. I shouldn't say fool him, but Veach had such acceleration that even as you trip him up, he picked up 3 yards because he was moving that fast forward. Right. Other backs, you would trip him that way and he's going down. I mean, he went down, but he picked up 3 yards just by acceleration alone.
9 minutes left in the first half. This one's to Veach off the left side. Finds some running room. One man to beat.
Nice
tackle
step.
made by Malaska from the back, and he'll get a first down on about the 26-yard line.
Going through that line on that run there are two beautiful lateral movements. One going through the line that left a Panther Valley player behind about 10, 12 yards downfield on that run. Brett did the same thing going back to the center of the field, and then he was tackled. But and that's one of his big keys there is his lateral movement.
Quick handoff to Costello up the middle. Powers through for about a 4-yard gain.
That's 48 Malaska.
Malaska made the initial hit, right.
He's a heck of a football player, that Malaska, number 48. He's a senior here at Panther Valley, and we had seen him and remembered him from other years. But if you're looking across that defensive front there and the linebackers, he's probably the gem in that whole group right now, and he's having a heck of a game so far.
Second down and 7. This one's Veach off the left side. Same hole again. Tackle made by Gehring down at about the 11-yard line, but that'll be a first down for the Red Tornadoes.
That time, I thought that was somewhat odd. That time they brought, Alaska was the other side linebacker, and he was taken out of the play because he shot the hole. He was actually, I guess, blitzing the hole, and they sealed him really quickly. He seems to be better when he's able to roam a little bit rather than when they're letting him shoot the gap like that.
That's right.
He has the speed, it seems, to recover pretty well.
This one's Costello, same hole, blasted
Joey,
up the middle
atta
to about
boy.
the 5-yard line. He just ran Malaska
I was going
over.
to say, that time Mr. Malaska ran into Cast Man, and I'll tell you what, it was a fairly one-sided collision because right now Malaska's holding his helmet a little bit. He took a pretty good solid shot from Cast Man coming through the hole there.
Hey, look at Joey Costello even last week. Every time he carried the ball, I think he was picking up like 5, 6, 7 yards a carry, you know. Just doing a great job from his fullback position.
This one's to Veach off the right side. Touchdown, untouched. Good blocking by the interior line of the Red Tornadoes that play.
Yeah, you know, and it's the point of attack is good. That's where they're really getting some movement, but also the seal off. You notice the way the linebackers were sealed that
That's
time.
right.
Nobody could do any lateral movement defensively into the hole and catch him. And that means you're getting that offside downfield movement. And that really makes or breaks a long play sometimes and opens up a quick touchdown like that.
The Big Red tries a 2-point attempt here at 7:01 in the first half.
That's a Connolly trait, though, actually, when you look back since he's been here. I mean, his linemen are really active, and nobody's on the line of scrimmage when the play's over. Everybody's downfield doing something.
And you can see that when Brett's running. When Brett cuts back into the center of the field, you know there's people downfield
Right. I
blocking.
mean, he knows he has people making a move for him, and
That's
all he
right.
has to do is cut off of them on whichever direction they happen to be coming. So it works out pretty well. And for the lineman's point of view, a guy like Veach and Costello, because we said this last year, Costello will fool you with his speed. You always think of him and you look at a big guy like him and he's got all the pads on because he's going to punish you, but he's got a lot of speed, and especially at the point of attack. When Veach and he are in the backfield, and you have that with some of the other kids, that Malakowski the same way, that quick burst that Evans, the lineman only has to hold a block for a split second, and he's by it instead of trying to hold and waiting for the back to come through the hole. So they're kind of a lineman's dream, the whole group of backfield people here, with that kind of burst of speed right in the beginning.
That was an official's timeout, and he came over to Coach Williams, and then Coach Williams called a timeout. So
I don't know what we're doing there.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Probably a TV timeout.
Mount Carmel area will go for the 2-point attempt. Kornatsky back to pass.
Oh, there he is.
Got him. Oh, right over his head at the in the end zone. Real close, an incompleted pass. So Mount Carmel at 7:01 in the first half. Mount Carmel area 18, Panther Valley 6.
Now give us a chance, ladies and gentlemen, to do our first half homework, and it's my pleasure to tell you that you are listening to WKMC TV. We are broadcasting right from, you're getting the signal right from the Mount Carmel Area High School campus. We are broadcasting along the signal of WLX267. That's our microwave signal. We are an instructional fixed television service, and you can find us on channel 13 at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday night, courtesy of the Service Electric Cable Systems. You didn't think I'd remember that the WLX part?
No,
And I didn't.
was waiting
I
for
just
it.
made it up. I figured what the heck. Who else would remember it? Who's going to call me a liar, huh?
The FCC.
DeFrancesco.
I've been in trouble with them before.
And we're going to have flags on the play here. I don't think the referees were set.
Listen, when you're big names like us in TV, you don't worry about the FCC. Let McPhee worry about them. He's the guy going to have to answer the letter, not us.
That's why we gave him the shirt last year with Boss on it.
Pretty much. He gets the big money, not us.
That was a 5-yard penalty against the Red Tornadoes.
There's usually like a first game penalty thing, but it seems like both teams waited till the second game to get
The
rid of
second,
all
right.
these little 5-yarders that they're going through tonight.
I think, what did we have, 4 last week or something like that?
Yeah, it was pretty penalty free
phenomenal.
for the
Yes,
opening
it
game.
was.
On both sides, actually.
Elliott's kick going to be taken about the 21-yard line. 47, Sinkovic.
45.
Which is Steve Sinkovic in on the tackle. Also number 45, Ryan McGee. 21, Matt Montgomery. And looks like 27 Dave Evans is always around the pile.
Yeah, you can just call his name no matter what because you know he's there somewhere.
Davis sets the Panthers up with 6:38 remaining in the first half. Just going to try a quick handoff.
Nice,
and a good tackle made by Bill Anderson. Great tackle in there. 38, Bill Hunsinger came in. He's 5 foot 4 inches, 145-pound tailback.
You know, when you're talking about Anderson,
But when you run into a 6'4" tackle,
I don't think it should be Bill though. I mean, I think a man that size with that kind of speed is William.
All right.
I don't think we should be so informal with him. I think he should be William Anderson to us.
That sounds good. Okay.
He's William from here on in. Unless he tells us otherwise. He can be whatever he wants if he tells us it.
Second down for the Panthers. Davis on the option. Big hit in there. Looks like 31 Hepler and 41 also in
54.
there, Joe Costello, but we're going to have a clip on the play.
54, he pointed the wrong way. 54 is going to be called for the clip. And I don't know what he was doing at the end of the play when he did it, but he pointed the opposite direction of the clip then, but that's who he's calling it on. And what he was trying to do was the ball carrier had caught up to him and he had turned. And he was turning around and he, you know, when you turn around like that, you don't know what's in back of you.
That's
and
right.
he hit the kid that was coming towards him in the back, but I knew right away where that flag came from. The guy was standing right next to him when he did it.
This will make it second down and 25 yards to go. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Trips right.
They have trips right here for the Panthers. Davis up the middle. Good tackle made by Bill Anderson.
Bill's having one heck of a game tonight.
William is, yes.
Also,
is.
number 30, Jamin was in there too. Good gang tackling by the Tornadoes. Very seldom can you pick out one number and say he made the tackle. I mean, good shot by Anderson, and then Jamin was right there also. Third down and 22 for the Panthers, and with the score 18-6, you wouldn't think you'd see anything fancy here, Warren.
Well, they have shown some passing routes that look like they could be successful. The problem with them so far is the quarterback seems to be taking a lot of pressure, and you're not able to get any timing down. But they do look like they're not afraid to throw anyway. It looks like they'll go out and pass the ball. Now they're pretty deep in their own territory, and 4 minutes 50 seconds left here.
During the Supper Club last night, we'll get on to the Supper Club a little bit and tell everybody what it's all about, but our Phil Gergen, our sports information director, is going to keep for us the next 10 weeks the 11 teams that are in District 11 or District 4 AA, which is where Mount Carmel is right now, and the number of possible points that they could pick up to get toward a district championship. And it's a little early to talk about it, but it is nice to follow it because I know over the years in District 11 we didn't ever see anything until about the 9th or 10th game to know where we stood as to terms of district playoffs. Right now, Troy actually picked up 8 points this first week. They played a Quad A school out of Elmira, New York, and won. So they're a little bit ahead of us, but they can only pick up 55 possible points. Mount Carmel picked up 7 points, and they can pick up a possible 61 points. So we'll keep this going as the season progresses. As of right now, the 4 top teams are Troy, Mount Carmel, Central Columbia, and Wellsboro.
We'll keep it going until it gets us so confused we don't know what it means anymore.
Davis sets the Panthers on third down and 22. Back to pass.
Ooh.
Big rush.
Ooh.
Eric Higgins makes the hit. But there were a lot of linemen in there. Jeff Evans in there. Bill Anderson in there. Corey Hepler was in there. Just big rushes from the Mount Carmel defensive front right now.
I'll tell you what, there's a play there you have to give the defensive backs also credit because that play took so long to develop. The quarterback set up in the pocket and then he decided to scramble, and that's when Higgins got him.
Gehring will be back to punt for Panther Valley. 4:15 left in the first half. Ooh. Sails one in the direction of Malachowski. Nice sidestep, runs into his own blocker, and still carrying the ball down to about the 24-yard line. Big run by Dan Malakowski.
That was a heck of a catch. I'll tell you what, on the run like that, that was a brave catch. He made a nice run, but I think we're going to get nailed for a clip the way it looks. Yeah, we are.
We have a penalty marker on the field.
15-yard penalty against the Red Tornadoes, a clip. First down and 10.
First down on Mount Carmel.
Oh, wait, we have a little, there, I'm back.
Where were you?
I don't know. I have a sagging.
Where did he go?
Hey, you know what? We might have some problems here till halftime. At least I'm glad I only have 3:52 left. It was your headset last week. Karnowski back to pass. Looks on the fly pattern to Jamin. Oh. Incomplete on about the 11-yard line.
Thank goodness, can he throw?
Yes, he can.
What a pass.
That was the whole thing about Vic coming into this position. If you watched any of the JV games last year, he proved he could pass the ball and pass it very well. He had the strength to throw any place on the field at any one point in time. Now this year he's showing it, and I mean he's on target. He's right there.
Oh yeah, I mean he's as accurate as you want to get with it. But what a beautifully thrown ball.
Yes.
You know, just when you see it in the air, it's perfect.
Handoff, inside handoff from Veach back to Evans. Evans back at the 50. Now he finds some running room, and he's gone. Down to the 25, to the 20, knocked out of bounds on about the 14-yard line. Good play by Dave Evans that time. He did that one.
Was all
he
Dave
was
Evans.
caught in the backfield, and he just broke out of it and made a long gain out of that.
That was all Dave Evans there. Just good, hard, tenacious running.
Did you see when Dave was coming around the end, around our end? There were 3 Panther Valley defenders there. They were shielded by our offensive end, and he made a head fake to the inside, and 2 of them took it, and that's what got him around.
Yeah.
I mean, just enough out of harm's reach.
First down for the Panther Valley 15-yard line.
Karnowski to Veach, off the right side. Breaks it back to the middle, down to about the 5-yard line.
71,
Zavagansky in on the tackle for the Panthers, number 71.
You know, you were talking about Veach running the line, running up through the center of the line and everything. The great thing is, number one, he has Joe Costello, you know, probably one of the best blockers in the league, in front of him. But he rides his back so close. He puts his hand on his back. There's no way that you get a clean shot at Veach.
Yeah.
Evans in motion, taking it around the right side, finds a cut. But Malaska reads it well and comes over, but it'll be close to a first down for the Red Tornadoes. Oh, no, it's coming back. Loss of about a ½ yard.
See the speed of Malaska that time. That kid's a real athlete. He really is. He reads well. He sees things well. And when he commits, he's going to take you. I mean, he goes at you. He's a good-looking football player. He really is.
no gain on the play. No gain on the play.
Power backfield for the Red Tornadoes this time, and timeout called by the Panthers.
That's a good timeout, I think, by Panther Valley. It's 2 minutes, 16 seconds left before halftime. Certainly you want to do everything you can to keep us out of the end zone. You go up 24 or 25 or 26 to 6. It's going to be kind of demoralizing to have us score right near the end of the half like that. I think, and although it's 18-6, Panther Valley has not been out of the game. They're offensively having a heck of a time getting on track a little bit, especially when they're down deep in their own territory. But they've shown some flashes. Not scoring offensively. If you're watching this game, you would have seen them to the block punt led to the only touchdown. But they're not exactly out of the game yet. I don't think Coach Bazzina wants to see them fall another 6 or 8 points behind here.
I think one thing you had to look at, too, in this first half are the penalties. It played an important part in both teams' scores.
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
That's why Mount Carmel hasn't scored a couple, too, is where we've been put in positions with the penalties. 3rd down and 1. Karnowski up the middle. And looks like it should be a first down, but it depends where they spot the ball.
It just didn't make any sense. his forward motion was stopped up on the first down side.
I thought about the 4-yard line.
Right, on the 4-yard line. The referee marked it, and there were about 4 guys that just kept on pushing Vic back to about the 10-yard line. You know, there was no whistle involved at all until he hit the ground.
1:54 left in the first half. First down and goal to go for the Red Tornadoes from the 4-yard line. Kanaski to Veach off the left side. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
And that's what you were talking about before. His forward momentum is so fast. Now there he was tackled on the 1-yard line, and the defensive man rolled Veach right into the end zone.
I mean, he's at nearly full speed when he's hitting the line, and it's amazing when you can be moving with that kind of, speed at the line. You're just going to make a lot of opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise have.
Kanaski pitches back to Veach. And they're not going to give it to him. It looked like he broke the plane, but probably after he came down. 1:37 remaining in the first half. The score, Mount Carmel area 24, the Panthers 6.
Well, last week we couldn't miss an extra point. This week we can't make one to save our life here.
Well, last week we kicked 7,
I'm saying,
6, we
we
missed the first one here, and then we've gone to try for 2 and not been able to put the 2-point conversion in.
We're definitely not in the conversion mode tonight.
.25, Elliot DiFrancesco will come in to kick off for the Red Tornadoes.
24-6 now, minute 37 left and a half. I don't assume we're going to see Panther Valley do a lot of things offensively. They have not done much at all so far. But I think now when you're 24-6, one, it's going to probably change his offensive game plan a little bit. I think they're going to have to pass the ball more than they probably originally wanted to.
Nice kick by DiFrancesco. Tackle made over there by the Red Tornadoes. In on the tackle, 21, Matt Montgomery.
29,
Danny Malakowski. First down and 10, Panthers. Ball's resting on the 28-yard line.
You force them to pass a little bit more, and unfortunately they've had some bad experiences in the passing game in the first half, so they've got to be a little bit worried about having to go to that game here in the second half as it's going to begin soon.
Mike Davis hands off into the middle of the line.
But see, the thing is, he is spreading everybody out, but he keeps on pounding the center of the line. He hasn't picked up much yardage in the center.
Roger Gehring in the kick for the Panthers. Snaps back, it's low. This is a return for the Red Tornadoes. They're going to try to return it to the right side. And this is Veach coming around. He's got it all the way. They called a clip. They called a clip on the most perfect block you could see anybody make. It was a good clip. It looked like a good clip, but
a good block.
Again,
a good block.
Again, you have to think about getting your head in front of him. Now, the referee that called it is calling a below the knee. He's calling a chop block.
Chop block.
Yeah.
He hit him up around the shoulder pads and put him over.
But we're looking. He's pointing to Whitey right now that wasn't the block, the one that they pointed at. Well, this will be a first down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. A beautiful set punt return. The line just waited, moved around, set themselves up to have a return to the left, and great job by the Red Tornadoes.
I think it was Jamin who put the hit on Malaska though. That made it let him turn. Was it Jamin that let him turn the corner there?
Yes, he did. Yeah. It was Jamin had a beautiful block.
Great hit on Malaska.
Yeah.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes, and I guess that's the second touchdown called back. 35 seconds left in the first half.
35.8.
That's why it's there.
I love that clock.
If you think that .8 is important.
That's right. It could be. You never know.
Kanaski from the shotgun formation. Snaps back, trips right. Karnaski looks
Look at this.
downfield.
Look at the time.
In and out of the hands of Veach at about the 35-yard line.
That was a perfect pass, and the receiver was there. Unfortunately, he was double covered, and he was not able to wrestle the ball away from both of them. And he was covered well, and he still got the ball into his hands. That's a pretty amazing pass, but he does have all day. We got to give the line that credit, automatically. He's able to pick and choose where he wants to throw. He's able to wait for the cuts to be made, and that's the difference in the Panther Valley offense right now. The quarterback is being hurried and rushed every single play, and he's not able to see the field and see what's happening downfield fast enough to make the correct play.
29 seconds left. Karnaski back to pass again. Steps up into the pocket beautifully. Rifles one to Jamin. Caught on about the 46-yard. That was a rifle. That was a shot, a rifle. Beautiful throw by Karnaski. 19 seconds left on the clock as they move the chain.
That's called threading it.
From the shotgun, Karnaski back again. Poised, throws one, hits Jamin, and his knees down on about the 40-yard line, but the clock keeps running right now, so Mount Carmel has to set up rather fast.
No,
down to 5, 4. And that's going to be the end of the first half. The score, Mount Carmel area 24, Panther Valley 6. We'll be back with some halftime stats in one moment.
Tonight, we'll quickly go over these as halftime's about to begin, or second half's about to begin. Mount Carmel area rushed the ball 22 times for a total of 140 yards. They were passing. They were 5 of 9 for 58 yards. Individually, Veach rushed the ball 14 times for 90 yards. Evans 2 for 78 yards. 2 for 28 yards. Costello 3 for 19 yards, and Karnatsky 2 for 2 yards. In the touchdown department, Veach had a touchdown for 5 yards, 5 yards. That's 2 touchdowns for him. Costello had the touchdown for 8 yards, and Karnatsky had a touchdown for 1 yard. Panther Valley, on the other hand, and we talked about not having a lot of offense, but I didn't realize we were talking about this amount of offense. They rushed the ball 15 times for a total of minus 17 yards. Now that minus is a lot of penalties which occurred, and pushing them back into first and 33 situations, which you saw in the first half. Passing, they were even more futile with they were 0 of 4 in the passing department. In the reception department, Mount Carmel area, Jamin had 4 receptions for 46 yards, Higgins 1 for 12 yards. And in the first downs, it's even more indicative of how the half went. Mount Carmel area had 10, Panther Valley came in with 1. So Panther Valley's offensive woes obviously are apparent here in the halftime stats. And if they have any chance of winning this game, they're going to have to really improve offensively as we begin the second half. And we'll be back with you in about 1 second to do just that.
Back to start the second half, and some impressive statistics on Mount Carmel's side right there, Warren.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I think the penalties are what really caused us to think maybe Panther Valley was putting some yardage on the ground or in the air.
Yeah, I thought they were. I know they were having their offensive woes in the first half, but a total offensive production of minus 17 yards certainly doesn't bode well for winning a football game. And I'm sure Coach Bazzina has gone over that with them in the halftime talk. On the other hand, Mount Carmel area, very impressive offensively, doing pretty much whatever they wanted. Remember that I believe 2 touchdowns were already called back in the first half, so the game could be even worse than it is right now at a 24-6 score as we begin the second half.
Number 44, Roger Gehring, will kick off for Panther Valley. 24-6, the Big Red in the lead.
Panthers, number 44, Roger Gehring.
Deep for the Red Tornadoes, number 22, Brett Veach. 27, Dave Evans. And 29, Dan Malakowski.
And number 25, Dan Malakowski.
Gehring squibs one down along the ground, going to be taken by Veach on about the 25-yard line. Finds a hole, brings it up to about the 35, up to the 40-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
I think you're going to look at a lot of the same here on the Mount Carmel area side of the football. We had a lot of success running and passing. Passing, especially Vic Karnatsky has enjoyed a field day as far as time is concerned in his passing. Able to pick out. He's also, we've seen him pass from the shotgun, which he seems very comfortable in in the shotgun formation, gives him even more time. So we'll probably see more of that, but I think you're going to see a lot of running from Mount Carmel area in the second half.
Hand out to Veach behind Costello and Corey Hepler in there. Loss of about maybe 1 yard.
No gain on the play, second down and 10.
Second down and 10 for the Big Red. The ball on the 39-yard line.
God, they brought the linebackers up in the line.
Yeah.
This is a quick handoff to Costello, and
Costello on the carry.
tackle made by, looked like number 35 in on the tackle for Matt Gasker for the Panthers.
They had 9 guys in the line of
Yes,
scrimmage.
they did.
9 guys, and the two guys in back were up close, too.
The only 2 guys standing were 4 guys, the 2 ends and the 2 defensive backs. That was it.
That was a fairly odd defensive setup that time for Panther Valley, although it worked.
10:30 left in the third quarter. Karnaski back to pass. Good block. Hits Jamin
nice.
in and out of his hands, and this one's going
He's
to be
calling
called
it
a
a catch.
fumble.
He
So
called
it'll be
that a
first
catch.
down
I don't
and 10
believe it.
Panthers.
I don't
The
believe
ball
that.
on about the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was a tough call there. I don't know if he ever really gained possession, but
I don't think he had possession.
it's pretty far away from me to get a good view of it. Plus, naturally, the pole was in the vicinity, but I think that was a really tight call that time, and whether it was not. Panther Valley takes over possession on the Mount Carmel area 45-yard line or
45
yard line, somewhere in there.
Well, the pole's in my way.
Yeah,
We've
that's what
set
I'm looking at
cameras
the
up
edge of
this
it
year.
there.
We've set cameras up this year that the cameras are fine, but you and I are sitting
Yeah.
right on the pole.
I don't understand how the pole could play such a major portion of the football game in front of the ball in front of it all the time.
Davis, back to pass, looking downfield.
He caught it.
Reception
that time.
made by number 17, Mike Matrazo. We were waiting to see if they called it a completed pass, and it'll be a gain of 9 yards. Big hit made by Joe
No, they're bringing
Costello.
it back, guys.
Now they're bringing
They're
it back.
bringing it back. You're right. It skipped the ground.
Boy, it's a long time for them to call things, though. You know,
You're not
right
kidding.
there was one official actually placing the ball.
Yeah, he was. You should have looked for the little dust spot where it hit the ground before it went into his hands.
Second down and 10 for the Panthers. Davis, quick handoff. Hanging on to him in the bottom of the pile. Number 66, Joe Chicatano in there. Also, number 28 in on the tackle, which is Denny Molisevich.
Did you hear the hit by Joey Costello?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he came up to fill the hole, and he just blew across the line and took on the lead blocker, the halfback.
Castman was definitely moving in for the kill that time.
Third down and 8 for the Panthers. Oh, big rush. Good tackle made by Costello, and he has the ball. He wants the ball, but they're going to call that just a hit.
That was beautiful that time. Castman saw an opening.
Not
and there
that
he
time.
went.
I think Mount Carmel said, you guys want to blitz us? We're going to blitz you.
Well,
we
you
were
know-
being very nice to you and not throwing the blitz at you.
You know, now that's twice. The quarterback's cadence for Panther Valley, Mike Davis, must be very, very consistent and the same, because there's 2 plays right there that Joey Costello now came up on a line. That last time he was in motion when that ball was snapped.
Right. Yeah.
Gehring back to punt.
What a kick again. This kid can
Taken
boot
by
the ball.
Veach on about the 7-yard line. Nice
Nice.
move made by Veach. Now breaks it to the outside and is tackled on the 16-yard line by number 34, and that's the back we don't have, number 34.
Stroll.
Okay.
That time McKee had to go back and get his pants because he was faked right out of him. As Veach made a little juke move there and finished him off.
10 yards to go.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Tornadoes ball on their own 18-yard line.
Kanaski rolls to his right.
Look at
Looks
this.
on the fly.
Wonderful.
Hits Malikoski.
Beautiful.
Great catch by Dan. Still on his feet at about the 43-yard line. And he didn't go down. He was going for a Danny wanted a touchdown on that play.
Oh, what a pass.
I'll
what
tell
a
you what,
catch. I mean,
great
my
catch.
Goodness.
Everything's just clicking because if you look there, Vic had so much time. In fact, Vic could have ran the ball for the first
I thought
down
for a
on
second
that.
he was going to go for it there.
And he threw that ball on the run. You know, and that's unusual. You know, it takes someone with some experience to be able to pass on the run.
Oh, yeah.
And that wasn't a short pass. That went down to maybe 25 yards there. And again, you have to give Malikoski, you know, he just watched it right in his hands because he was covered. He had 2 men on him.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. The ball marked on the 44-yard line. Pitch back to Veach. Going to bring it around the left side. Tried to make a move on McKee that time. McKee stayed with him, but a gain of 2 yards.
McKee's going to be seeing Veach in his sleep tonight, the way things are going for him out there. He's making a lot of stops tonight. He's him and Malaska probably the two best defensive players I would say they have on the field right now. And McKee, particularly quick player. You know, he's not a real big kid, but he's quick.
Power to the right. Going to run to the right behind Costello. Good block by Costello. Veach with the ball. Good run by Veach down to about the 28-yard line. Great block by Joe Costello. First down and 10, the ball on the 29-yard line. 6:36 left in the third quarter. Kanaski on the inside, handoff to Davis. And that play didn't work from the interior line. Actually got knocked back that time into Dave Evans that time.
Well, they were coming. I mean, that's a case of the defensive call right into the play.
Into it.
They were pinching right into the play, and they disrupted the whole scheme of that play as it was coming inside. Unfortunately, they have not done that very much this evening.
Kanaski from the shotgun. Snaps back.
Blitz.
Look at there it
Going to
is.
throw over to this side on a screen to Hepler. Has the ball, and there goes
he's
Corey
loose.
down to about the 9. Still
you're
running
going.
at about the 5. Still going down to about the 6-yard line. Big run by Corey
He starts
Hepler.
lumbering, boy.
You're
Get
not
out of
kidding.
the way. My goodness.
Did he taste end zone there or what? I'll tell
my goodness. He wasn't going to be denied there, was he? My goodness. That was some nice open field of running,
You're
too.
not kidding,
He
right.
was moving.
First down and goal to go
Oh,
from
now
the
they have
8-yard line.
him lined up in power I. He's the left halfback here.
We haven't seen that formation so far this year.
Veach up the middle, down to about the 3-yard line. Now, they've used it a couple times tonight where they've had Corey in the power.
Oh, did they?
Mhm.
In the-
I thought.
That used to be.
Maybe I'm wrong.
That used to be. We used to call that the wedge when
Right.
we would send a tackle back. Now, of course, you're not going to find anybody bigger on the field than him, so I guess he would serve the same purpose. But what you get with him is a little bit of speed also moving
Right.
along there.
Kanaski hands off to Evans. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. Extra point team in for the Red Tornadoes puts Elliot DeFrancesco back to kick.
Oh,
Fake.
they did
Up
it.
the middle, good for 2. Dave Evans behind the line.
Oh, you got to be embarrassed when that happens to you, and it did. The Panthers were definitely caught rocked back on their heels a little bit. And the trick play where you lateral it to where everybody's standing around looking at everybody else, and boom, he goes into the end zone.
Great play.
Yeah, if you're Panther Valley, you got to really have a bad taste in your mouth after that. But still, it's fun to watch when it happens. It happens infrequently, but it does occur.
4:38 left in the third quarter. The score, Mount Carmel area 32, Panthers of Panther Valley 6.
Number 25, Elliott, DeFrancisco, kicking off for the Red Tornadoes.
DeFrancesco will kick off for the Red Tornadoes.
38, Hunsinger, number 17, Matrazo, P4, Panther Valley.
DeFrancesco's kicks away. Going to be taken by Matrazo on about the 15-yard line. Brings it up the left side, now cuts it back. Good tackle made by the young Red Tornadoes in there. 66, Joe Chicatano on his feet. 27, Dave Evans on his top.
Dave Evans gave him a good pop there. He took him straight up there.
First down, Panthers on their own 29-yard line.
You have 5 Ginther in the defense. Is he defensive backfield now?
Yes,
The
he'll come
big
in
red.
at safety.
Safety. I'm assuming we're expecting to see
Also,
some-
Ryan McGee
some
now
passing.
in at a strong safety for the Red Tornadoes. Davis, back to pass. Big rush from the Red Tornadoes. Milosevic from the end misses him. Now the pass comes back and almost picked off by number 27, Dave Evans.
Now that's probably the most dangerous thing you can do when you're sprinting to one side and you turn yourself and try to throw across your body into traffic. That's a dangerous pass there. He's very lucky he got away with it that time.
Malikoski now in at cornerback on the left side for the Red Tornadoes. Second down and 10.
10 yards to go.
Ball's on the 29-yard line. Davis, back to pass. Big rush. Complete to number 41. Tackle made, and
Fumble.
there's a fumble on the
Fumble.
play. And it looks like it's recovered by
48.
Panther Valley.
I'll tell you what. Nice play. They recovered the phone and they gained some yardage. But the quarterback's not ever going to forget the hit that Hepler just put on. He's not ever going to forget that hit. What a whack he took as he released the ball.
I missed it.
Ooh.
I followed everything down here
Whoa.
downfield, and you guys got it. So
That was a monster whack on the quarterback just as he was letting the ball go.
third down and 1 yard to go. 3:22 left in the third quarter. Tries it up the middle.
Nope.
He's stuffed. Good tackle made by number
Gas man.
41, Joe Costello.
The gassed man.
You know, they have negative 17 yards carrying, right? Rushing.
rushing.
Up the middle. You know, and everything's been dead center up the middle, and he hasn't changed anything.
Yeah, you have to assume that I'm thinking anyway. I mean, I'm not on their sideline, but you have to assume that they figured they didn't have the speed to get outside because they have contained all the running inside the tackles.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
They have not tried to go outside the whole evening.
And at the same time, we've contained it inside there,
yeah,
too.
it's pretty much.
Gehring back to punt. Gets it end over end in the direction of Evans. Hits in front of him. Taken by Malikoski. And now Danny breaks it up the middle. Still on his feet to about the 43-yard line. Nice run by Malikoski.
He's an exciting runner. He really is. He's one of those dangerous kind of guys. You know, he's in that pile up and he's moving around. You like to watch him bring the ball back.
Well, if he's not doing it defensively on kickoffs and everything else, he's doing it offensively. And you can see with his burst of speed there, and that's why they like him out there,
Yeah.
because of his quickness and his speed.
Yeah, he's definitely a quick kid, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know why that is. You see so much in Mount Carmel area. The speed though is such a difference. Like you saw it last week, and again this week, it's so noticeable.
Beats the ball carrier. Gain of about 2 yards. A batting change in there. Gretzky in at quarterback now, and Jonathan Elson at center for the Red Tornadoes.
Gain of 2 yards, second down and 8.
Nice play by Malaska that time, and again he's continuing to be a defensive standout for the Panthers tonight.
56, Gary Dunn's in.
Second down and 8 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Veach carries the ball off the right side, and I have the pole in the way again, Warren. So pick up what's happening.
I can't tell you a thing. It's right in front of me here. I didn't see anything. Alaska's on the tackle. We'll listen to the
Alaska got the tackle.
Alaska pretty much has, if it's not McKee, it's Alaska making the tackle for the Panthers.
Third down and 6 yards to go. 1:14 left in the third quarter. Gretzky, quick pass,
right to
hits Alaska. He's going to take it down the left side to the 10. And knocked out of bounds on the 8-yard line. Nice play made over there. I can't see who's getting
83.
That was Veach, I think, wasn't it? It's 22. Who is that?
No,
yeah, that was Brett
22, Veach. I thought he was the only guy with the speed to knock him down. Wow, that was a big hit by Veach. Alaska's he's a load to try to take down.
Kidding. Actually, when Velasco hit the ground, he was facing the opposite direction from where he was running.
205 pounds. He's a big kid. Tough hit that time by Veach. And again, I don't think Nick even saw Alaska there before he threw the pass because he came right up and intercepted.
Oh, big play by Costello on the feet of Gehring. Nice play. Joe Costello, they're letting him go. They're letting him wild, and when he can be wild like that, he's something, isn't he?
I think Panther Valley's going to get called for 12 men on the field soon because Castman's playing most of the defensive game in their backfield. I mean, my goodness.
Second down and 5, 14 seconds left in the third quarter, 32-6, Big Red in the lead. They got him. He's piled up there in the middle. Great rush by the whole middle of the Red Tornadoes. Jeff Evans in there, Costello in there. Also now getting up off the bottom of the pile, we got Joe Chicatano in there and Sean Jamin. So real good gang tackling by the Red Tornadoes that time. The end of the third quarter, the score, Mount Carmel area 32, Panther Valley 6.
You know, Evans is that kind of kid. You know, you look at him, he's not real big. He's wearing number 54, but he doesn't look like a 54, right? He's the kind of kid when the game's over and the center and the two guards are walking off the field for Panther Valley, and one's saying to the other one, who the heck was that kid? And where did he keep coming from? I mean, every time you turn around, he's hitting somebody, and he's in the backfield. But he doesn't look like he would be doing that kind of work out there.
While you have the break here, a little bit about the Supper Club. This is on TV Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, Supper Club at Matucci's at 6:30. Great deal, $6 for the meal, $5 toward the club, so it'll cost you $11. And get to meet the coaches, get to meet 4 outstanding players every week, talk to the kids a little bit, and talk to the coaches a little bit.
Next week we'll have 2 cheerleaders, too. We go back to the home games. We have the cheerleaders, right? We'll have 2 cheerleaders there with us. And we had a big crowd again last night, 39, 40 people. Right. I mean, this is what it's all about at Mount Carmel area. You want to talk football, you want to be Mount Carmel area football, then be there on a Thursday night because that's where it's all happening.
First down and 10 third down and 9 for the Panthers. It's goal to go from the 9-yard line. Here comes the rush again. Smith Davis back to pass. Almost picked off by number 26, Pete Cheddar.
Good defensive play that time by Cheddar.
Number 11, Davis is hurt. He's down.
I think he got hurt from the Hepler hit in the last.
Well, you know what? They're working on it like a cramp right now.
Well, I'll tell you what. Cassidy came through there again, and he made him rush the pass, threw it behind the receiver.
And then I followed the pass, and I'm not. Okay, go ahead, Warren.
Well, we're gonna take a minute here and pay some attention to the people who really need to be paid attention to, the people who bring you this broadcast. If you think the 3 of us have anything to do with it, you're sadly mistaken.
I'm sure everybody's agreeing with you at this point in time.
We're paid the big money to look pretty and try to pay attention to the game, but the people who make this whole operation happen, of course, are students. This is a wholly run operation by students at Mount Carmel Area High School. And on the camera tonight and on all nights with us, of course, is Dan Morose and Joe Novotny. On the master control, and Gary Tresker.
That's right.
And McPhee must have wrote this one. On the coach's tape, Andrea Wynn, and you're wondering on the coach's tape, that's the real reason this thing ever happens, is you're making a tape for the coaches to review the films with the players during the week. So we're kind of a secondary operation to what really goes on. So
she cannot rest. She has to sit and watch the whole game.
Yeah,
she has to
do
start
the whole
tape,
thing.
you know, when they break the huddle and everything else.
We have still photography, which is Kelly Roseman, and although you don't get to see much still photography on this broadcast, if you open up the yearbook, you'll find out what Kelly Roseman's been doing all fall and through all the sports throughout the whole season. And we have, of course, the imitable engineer, Dave DeLasia. And this whole operation, of course, anybody who knows Mount Carmel area knows this whole operation is tied together by the great one, the king, the knower, George McPhee. He's the producer of this whole operation. And
the king, the what?
The knower. He's a knower.
The knower. I thought you said Noah.
No, he's a knower.
Is there going to be a flood?
No, he's a knower.
Knower. Okay.
And he's also in charge of the three of us, so you can see what kind of a job he has. But again, we want to thank these individuals because without them, you certainly would not be watching anything on Wednesday night. You'd all be there staring at your toes.
Number 9, Chris Jones comes into at quarterback for the Panthers. 4th down and 9 yards to go. Rough time for a new quarterback to come into this ball game.
This is not when you plan on coming in. You're
No,
right.
I mean, Joe Chicatano
and
Joe Costello look like they're just ready to fire off at this sophomore. And here comes Costello. Oh, intercepted by Evans. He's going to bring the ball out to about the 6-yard line. Mount Carmel area will have a 1st down and 10 from about the 6-yard line.
No, you can't blame him. I mean, he comes in cold off the bench. You're 4th and 9, trying to get a touchdown.
Right.
Big rush. He did everything he could. Again, great defensive effort. And Evans, a seasoned defensive back. You're not going to fool him. You're not going to do anything of that kind of stuff. Even if you were to fool him, he has the speed to make up for that and get back into the play right away anyway. So a tough break for the Panthers, and I would say with 11 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the 4th quarter, the game is really slowly slipping away from them as far as winning it. They're having one heck of a time offensively.
Veach, big rush made that time from the left side of the Panther line. Charnell in on the tackle.
They have a big red player on the field right now. I can't tell who he is.
Looks like Veach is down.
Is that him?
Yes, it does.
The white numbers are tough to tell out there. I can't tell if it's 22 or not.
Looks like it's a cramp, though. But now you're seeing some cramps happen.
Yeah, it is.
And when they get running on this hard turf and everything, I think that's where that starts coming from, Warren.
Yeah. Well, you're exactly right. People are looking at the field here, and I'm sure you can tell if your color TV, the condition of this field is so brown, and it's hard as a rock. I mean, there's
I was
no
out there.
give
It's
in
hard.
this field, and there's been no rain, so every field is pretty much going to be that way. That isn't being watered throughout the week. So you're going to see a little bit of that. And, of course, Veach is a workhorse. He's been carrying the ball. He had 14 carries in the first half alone. And, you're going to wear down a little bit. You lose some salt and some potassium. You start to get the cramps.
Plus, he's playing defense, too.
Yeah, he goes both ways.
Both ways.
You can see where that'll happen. The only concern, of course, were for Pucci's ankles, and they look to be pretty good. So I think Pucci can rest at ease right now.
Number 29, Dan Malakowski, will come into the lineup to replace Brett Veach at tailback, and it is a cramp. It's nothing more. They worked on it as a cramp, so there's no sprain or anything.
Now, let me be the first to tell you, when you say it's just a cramp, you wish it was a gunshot.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
No, I know you
Yeah,
didn't
right,
say.
right.
You wish it was a gunshot because it would be less painful than a cramp is when you get them.
2nd down and 11 for the Red Tornadoes. Pitch back to Malakowski, and he tackled about at the 4-yard line.
Number 29, Malakowski on the carry. Number 25, Beal on the tackle. Loss of 3 yards on the play. 3rd down, 14 yards to go.
10:28 left in the 4th, 32-6.
Ball's on the 4-yard line for Big Red. Not the greatest place to be, but not the greatest place to be if you're the punter thinking about what you're going to be doing in a couple of minutes if you don't move.
Gretzky back to pass over the head of Dave Evans, and this will be a 4th down for the Red Tornadoes.
Castman's going to have his work cut out for him punting out of his own end zone. It's going to be a short punt at that, so he's going to have a lot of pressure on him there in the end zone.
He loves the challenge, though.
I don't think Castman really cares.
I don't think he doesn't either. It doesn't bother him.
He just doesn't care. He's going to kick it. He doesn't care. And I think in the back of his mind, he's thinking, you want to block it good, I'll kick you too. Nice kick.
Kick out of the end zone and bounces. Taken by, tackled on about the 40-yard line. Good tackle made by Denny Mulasevich.
That was Matrazo. I think he made, was that Matrazo? So yeah, I think he made the wrong decision on that one. I'm not sure. This will give us a chance, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you once again, you are viewing WKMC TV. WKMC TV is broadcasting its signal over the microwave signal WLX267 directly from the broadcast center on the Mount Carmel area high school campus. We are an instructional fixed television service, and you are catching us on the Service Electric Cable System on channel 13.
Jones back to pass. Big rush by Anderson. Reception made by McKee down at about the 4-yard line. .9:34 left in the ball game. First down and goal to go. Oh, no, they brought it back. It's on about the, what do you got, the 11-yard line, guys?
Yep.
I look like they had him on about
he
the
was
9.
I guess he was
That's where
out of
the goal to
bounds.
go,
Yeah,
right.
He was out of bounds where you can't see the line at all over there from here. One thing about when the field turns this color, it's hard to see the white lines at all anywhere.
Gehring around the right side. Breaks a tackle and gets it to about the 5-yard line. And they're out there where I can't really see who's making the tackle anymore. It looks like Mulasevich getting up. Also, Gunther getting up. McGee out there. 29, Dan Malakowski.
Jamin's returning to the lineup, taking Steve Sinkovich's place. I'm not sure if Sinkovich got shook up or he looks like he's kind of gingerly coming off there. I'm not sure what he did there.
Second down, 4 yards to go for a first down. All resting on the 5-yard line.
Pitch back to Gehring. Going to try the right side again, and
Flag.
there's flags on the play. This should be a hold against the Panthers.
You know, that's the last thing that Panther Valley needed is
Right.
a penalty. I don't know what they did there or if it's even them, but that's got to be demoralizing, and it is. It's against them. That's a tough break for the Panthers. And that's going to sum up, if you're going to write the story about the Panthers, you're going to say penalties and tough breaks because they have killed themselves, literally, with penalties tonight. Every time they had any chance or any threat whatsoever, they managed to get enough penalties to put themselves out of reach, and now they find themselves with a 2nd and 19 to go. From the 19, 2nd and 18 to go from the 19, so they were on the 1 at one point.
Jones in at quarterback for the Panthers. He's a sophomore. Fakes the handoff, back to pass. Oh,
It's like Joe's going to get caught with his pickpocket there.
we're going to have interference called against the Red Tornadoes.
Caught with his hands in a cookie jar that time, and he was right out in the open. He can't even hide. He's going to have to take the big one on this one.
I don't know. From where I was sitting, it looked pretty good.
It was a close call. It really was. He was on top of him, though, when the ball was passed. But we saw a more flagrant one that was completely missed earlier in the game. So compared to that one, this was a pretty close one.
You mean the tackle before the ball got there?
Yeah.
This one's going to be a first down and 10 with the ball on the 19-yard.
No.
Well, it looks like it's on about the 11-yard line.
Ball's on a 10 now.
10-yard line, okay. It's goal to go.
Yeah.
Jones back to pass. Lobs one up. Out of the end zone. Broken up nice by Gunther. He was the closest of the Red Tornadoes there.
Yeah, he just threw the ball was coming down out of the end zone anyway. He got a little bit too much lift on that. And again, you got to remember, he's coming into the ball game cold. He's a sophomore. You know, certainly this was not the circumstance he envisioned himself playing football here tonight, but That's what you're there for. And then now the regular quarterback 11 is back in the ball game. He's Davis, the junior. Shaken up about 5 or 6 plays ago, I guess.
Jones fakes it up the middle on the option.
Ooh,
Fumble on the play, and Gehrig just loses it out of bounds.
He almost didn't get it out of bounds,
That's
though.
right.
He was trying to shove it
out of
there.
bounds,
Yeah,
right.
He did the right thing. That was a smart move, but he didn't get it all the way out there. He almost got it back in.
3rd down and goal to go from the 10-yard line for the Panthers.
I don't know if I would have called the option on that. Now with the quarterback just coming back in after being shaken up for such a long time, I don't know if that was.
Yeah, you're letting your quarterback out there to take another good hit.
I don't know if I'd want to be an option play right now.
Back to pass, rolls to his right, looks in the corner of the end zone. Beautiful pass, complete to number 7 from the Panthers, Brandon McKee.
And that was, and thankfully that was a touchdown because it was the best pass and the best pass play probably of the evening for the Panthers. Go for 1 here.
Ursulak will be in to attempt the extra point for the Panthers. Snaps down, kicks up. And it's good. With 8:23 remaining in the ball game, the score, Mount Carmel area 32, the Panthers of Panther Valley 13.
Well, 8 minutes to go. A lot of ball game to play left here in the 4th quarter, but I think pretty much out of the reach for the Panthers, at least with the way they've been playing offensively tonight. Big Red again. Everybody's playing, and the entire squad has been on the field at one point. Everybody's getting quality and quantity playing time again for the 2nd week in a row. We discussed that last week, Wayne, about
That's right.
what that pays off in dividends down the line, and of course with everybody getting some playing time in the beginning, becoming kind of a seasoned veteran as the season wears on. When you get to those tough games in the middle and the end of the year, it begins to pay off big time.
Well, not only that, look what it did for us coming into the season. You know, we come into the season, we have an experienced defensive backfield, experienced line. There wasn't, I don't think we even had a new face on the line there. Mm-hmm. The only place was on the offensive end of it. But you are right. You know, later on down the line, it pays off.
Gehrig kicking off for the Panthers. Squibber bounces down along the ground, going to be taken by Evans at about the 19-yard line. Finds some running room and takes it to about the 26-yard line. Malaska he's everywhere.
He's amazing, that kid. He's on the kickoff coverage team, linebacker, fullback. He's truly one heck of an athlete. You can't take anything away from him tonight. He has played one whale of a game.
Gretzky in at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes.
An extra guy in there.
Beats the ball carrier, gains about maybe 2 yards.
Ginther going into the offensive lineup this time, replacing Jamin. You know, Ginther's a kid wearing number 5, which fools you too, because when you look at him, he's a pretty big kid.
Right.
I mean, you automatically think of single numbers as small guys, you know, and it's not the case. He's not the case, that's for sure.
Beach goes out around the left side, and a big rush made by McKee. Good play made by McKee.
It's been the Malaska and the McKee show for Panther Valley tonight. Defensively.
You're right. They've just done an outstanding job. They've been keying on Veach and coming up, in the majority of the time, making some good tackles.
Yeah, they really are. Can't say enough about them. And you know, kids like that, they're down 32-13, and they're still playing their hearts out. And
That's right.
that's a true sign of the athlete there. They're just not giving up. They're going at it every play out there.
6:39 left in the ball game. Gretzky. Big rush from defensive end. A good tackle made by the Panthers, and Mount Carmel will be forced to punt.
Yeah, we missed him that time. I believe somebody was supposed to pull out and kick him out, but it didn't get to him.
Joe Costello in punt formation for the Red Tornadoes. The ball on the 15-yard line. Off the side of his foot, and this one bounces on about the 30-yard line and will be down there. First down and 10, Panthers.
Costello's punt is down by the Red Tornadoes, where Panther Valley will take over first and 10 for the Panthers. On the Red Tornado 29-yard line.
5 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the game.
Davis back in at quarterback for the Panthers. Big rush. Looks at McKee and has him out there, but broken up. And a big rush by Higgins, Hepler, and William Anderson.
Yeah. Again,
Bill Anderson in on that rush.
William. That was another case where you almost thought it was a screen pass. Again, he fooled me because they came in so fast, and you have his lineman standing there looking, and you think, what are you doing there? But the pressure, he couldn't get the pass up.
And the thing of it is, he's back. Now, at that point, he threw the ball 16 yards from scrimmage.
Right, exactly. He had dropped back so far.
That's right.
And you can't do that. He's got to. This kid looks like he can do some passing, but you've got to give him some kind of protection there.
Second down.
5:31, second down and 10. This is a passing situation for the Panthers. Davis rolls a little bit to his right. Now looks over to the left on the screen pass.
Oh.
Almost broken up by Jamin. Fumble on the play. Jamin has the ball.
Down.
And it'll be down.
I'll tell you what, Jamin got his hand in there as soon as the ball got there.
Yeah. That was another play that probably they want to shell for a while because
Third
there's
down.
too much pursuit there.
Third down and long, and we have a timeout with 5:11 left in the ball game.
A screen pass, you would run a screen pass to try to deflect the pressure, because you're bringing people upfield so fast, so good. Let them come upfield so fast, we'll throw a screen pass. That time, three that come upfield, like gangbusters, they left them go, but one guy holds back. He's watching this whole thing. The screen pass now becomes too far away. He's got to throw it a pretty good distance, and he ends up losing yardage on the thing when he's all done with it. So it's I guess you're the offensive guy calling the plays over in Panther Valley. And again, it's speed. I talk about it all the time, but the speed here, the speed of an Anderson. Williams, Williams, a giant out there, right? And you take a look at the size of the guy, but look how quick he is. It's unbelievable how fast the man's moving out there. So that in itself changes the whole offensive philosophy a little bit of a team when they see that kind of speed.
Third down and 18. Davis with trips left for the Panthers. Straight drop back. The rush from the Tornadoes lets one fly. Great interception by Dave Evans. Starts bringing it up around the left side.
Okay.
And a good interception by the Big Red.
I don't know if you guys were watching over here. Gasman had number 44. I'll find out where he is. He's Gehring. He had 44 zeroed in, and Gehring did the smart thing. He winced.
He backed off.
He backed away because otherwise he was zeroed.
Is that the third interception for Evans, Dave?
I think it could be.
Bob.
It could be.
3 tonight?
Yeah. We have to get our headsets down to our statistician on the field. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Kranaski heads off the beach. Finds some running room to the left side, and a first down for the Red Tornadoes.
I'll say one thing about Panther Valley, they do have a load of cheerleaders over there. My goodness, they've got a lot of girls dressed over there. Look at that.
42, Mike Sinkovich into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes.
It's about a $5,000 uniform bill over there for cheerleaders.
That's the other half of the school.
Pretty much, like the way it looks.
Four minutes left in the ball game. Kranaski to Sinkovic. Fumble on the play, recovered by the Panthers.
Somebody gave him a good pop in there as he was twisting. Somebody caught him.
First down, Panther Valley, 3:51. This one's over, though. This right now is just going through the basics, getting some people into the game and seeing how it goes from there.
And believe it or not, I just felt a raindrop.
Yes.
I haven't seen a raindrop in so long, I'm not sure that's what it was, but I think it's actually beginning to rain. Oh,
big rush by
go.
Higgins. He's got
Okay.
him at the 48-yard line. Great
Nice
job
pursuit.
by Eric Higgins.
You almost wanted to warn him that time that he was about to get nailed.
Yeah, you could actually see him stopping to plant the ball and being broken half by Higgins.
Yeah,
He had a head of steam after him.
good play that time by Higgins.
Gunther into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes now. 58, Ronnie Davis also in there now at linebacker along with Joe Chicatano. 28, Milosevic at the defensive end position. Davis fumbles, back to pass, big rush by number 31, Corey Hepler.
Now, if you're Davis, you got to hope this game's over, so because he's taking a fairly good wearing out
right.
there tonight.
In at
My
nose
goodness.
guard, number 65, which is Ricky Harris.
Either you're trying to get close to me or the pole's
No,
in
the
your way
pole's
again.
in my way again.
Maybe you were trying to tell me something I didn't want to know. No whispering in my ear till this is over.
Offside.
It's a little helmet touch there.
Offside against the Red Tornadoes, 5-yard penalty. Still remains third down.
1:56 left in the ball game. 32-13, Big Red in the lead. Davis in at quarterback for the Panthers. 1:37, time running down. Back to pass. Lets one fly. Great play by
That's Malakowski.
Malakowski.
29.
Good job by Dan Malakowski. 1:27 left on the clock. Fourth down and 22.
Well, you can see the timing. You see him timing that. He was trying to get it exactly where he was going to get it, and really played the ball well that time. You know, at least in these first two opening games, I think Big Red, among other things, has proven that passing is not going to be an easy affair throughout the rest of this year.
Fourth down for the Panthers. Davis, back to pass, straight back.
Gehring.
Hits Gehring on the right side. And a nice open field tackle made by number 26, Pete Cheddar.
Yeah.
This one will be first down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, Cheddar made a good play. And Gehring is he's a pretty big kid to bring down. He's 177 pounds when he gets rolling. Great open field tackle that time by Cheddar.
That'll bring up a first down for Mount Carmel. First down at 10 yards to go, ball on their own 44-yard line. Timeout, Mount Carmel.
What are we doing here now, Bob?
I think he's just going to put some players in right now.
Oh, we've got a whole different.
They're,
Okay, that's what we were
they're
doing.
putting
Whole new
the
squad.
different offense
Okay,
in with
different.
1:17 left on the clock. Backs are number 42, Mike Sinkovic, and number 47, Steve Sinkovic. To Sinkovic off the right side. Still on his feet to the 50-yard line, and a nice 6-yard run for the young Red Tornadoes. Also in there, number 53 for the Red Tornadoes, which is Clayton Casella.
57, Brian Hollenbush.
Brian Hollenbush is in there, and Brian Hollenbush back from an injury. Good to see Brian back. Number 40 also in there for the Red Tornadoes, Damian Ziegler. Rusty Lashinsky, 32 in the backfield now at fullback. At the guards, handoff to Sinkovic. Going out around the left side, finds some running room. Good for a first down and out of bounds on about the 37-yard line.
Number 44, John Kalinowski.
67, Jason Wojtovich in there.
Tell you what, Sinkovic showed some real speed there. You know, he could have easily been caught behind the line of scrimmage that time. He really showed a burst, get around the end, and did some fine running along the sideline to pick up the first down.
33 seconds left on the clock. 32-13, Big Red in the lead. Avellino now in a quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Hands off to Sinkovic. Off the right side, a good gain down to about the 29-yard line.
Avellino on the carry. Piot and Oguzalik on the tackle.
And Coach Bazina's credit too. If you look out there, that's a whole new defensive team,
Right.
playing on their side of the ball too. So there's been
9 seconds left on the clock. Hand off Sinkovic off the left side. And that's going to be the end of the ball game. The final score, the Red Tornadoes 32, the Panthers of Panther Valley 13.
As we look at the score 32-13 here at Panther Valley Stadium in Lansford, another big win for Mount Carmel area. Again, I don't know if we saw everything we wanted to see test-wise. Panthers coming off a loss, of course, last week at Lehighton, and then coming into this game. Offensively, I think we were a very good defensive team, but I don't think we're that good. I think they had some real problems offensively, and I think that was reflected mostly in penalties.
Right.
They were never able to get themselves, going with any kind of consistency. So they're 13. One of them was on a blocked punt, which set up a 1-yard run. So it wasn't a lot of offense on the Panthers side. Our side, I don't think we have a lot of complaints. We got some work to do yet, though.
Well, it shows a little bit, especially defensive, though. It's a type of game that left our linemen do a little bit of stunning, left our linebackers move in and out to do some things that they wanted to do. Those are the learning experiences that you need for the big game. You see a little bit of opening, somewhere along the line, you have to take it. And these are the types of games you want.
Coaches were capable of adding a little more to their offense this week and adding a little more to their defense. And I think you see that. I mean, you didn't see a lot of the blitzing and the stunts that were pulled last week. They pulled them out this week. They're trying them. And I think as the games progress and you get into this season as it grows and you get to the Shimokans and the North Schuylkills, there'll be a little more added each week. And it was a great coaching job tonight on the part of the Red Tornadoes. Also a great job by the kids. I mean, coming up here in the Panther Valley, we've seen some tough games up here over the years.
It's never easy to travel
It's a
into
tough place
Lansford.
to play. It's a tough field. And they did very well tonight, 32-13. They win the ball game. And we look forward to next week. Next week, the Marion Colts come back to the Silver Bowl, and Stan Dick brings the Colts in, usually well prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, they had a rough opener with a quality program at Dallas, and we saw Dallas, of course, in a playoff situation last year, so we know what kind of team they were and how loaded they were with people coming back. So maybe not the best test for them as far as Marion going up there, and also Marion being a single-A school.
Right.
So I don't know what we can expect from them, but I think we're going to see what we always do, and that's a very tough football game from the Colts as they come into the Silver Bowl next Friday night.
Well, we look for everybody tomorrow night at the Supper Club. This is, as we said, you're looking at this on tape delay on Wednesday night. So Thursday night at the Supper Club at Matucci's at 6:30. Everybody try to get down there. And again, we'll see you next week. Next Wednesday, we'll be at the game Friday night from the Silver Bowl against Marion Colts. I'm Bob Else.
I'm Warren Altamar.
Wayne Brokenshire.
Good night.